Hi guys, so welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda if you are new here. If you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. This is going to be my WW meal prep for the week. I'm going to be sharing a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a snack with you guys. So let's just jump right into this video, starting with breakfast first. So for breakfast, we're going to be making smoothies. I am doing this frozen smoothie in a bag, which I think is so cool, and it's going to be super easy in the morning just to pop the frozen fruit into a blender. So first I'm making these Greek yogurt with passion fruit ice cubes. I guess that's what you want to call it, is Greek yogurt ice cubes. You just place the yogurt into an ice cube tray and freeze it, and then pop it in your blender the next morning. I'm just going to take some Ziploc bags and add all of the fruit into these Ziploc bags and then place them in the freezer. I'm adding banana to all of them because I love frozen banana so much. It just is so good in your smoothies, so I highly recommend doing that. And then I'm just going to add a variety of fruit. You could add anything that you want. I am just using what I have on hand, which is fresh raspberries, frozen blueberries, frozen mixed fruit, and then I'm adding kale to all of them because this is kind of how I get my kale in, because kale is not really good by itself, but when you add it into a smoothie with lots of fruit, you cannot taste it. So I'm adding some kale into all of the bags, and I just did some raspberries and bananas, and then blueberries, bananas, and kale, and then I did a banana peaches and kale, and then banana strawberry and kale, and I think I popped in a little bit of mango and pineapple into one of them too. So this is what they turn out looking like, and we're just going to pop them in the freezer and let them freeze, and then I have smoothies for 4 days throughout the week. All right, we are doing boiled eggs once again for a snack. They're just so easy and they're so good and they never disappoint me. So I'm doing lots of boiled eggs. These are just like brown cage-free eggs. And I just put them in water without boiling them first. This is how I get the perfect egg. I place them in cold water and then boil them all at once so they all cook at the same time. And then once they're done, I let them sit in cold water for about 20 minutes and then I peel them, and that's how I get a really good peeled egg. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And for snack number 2 is baked kale chips. We are going to bake some kale and make yummy little baked kale chips, and I am just massaging it right here so that it's not so tough, because kale is just naturally tough. So massage it with your hands, and then I'm spraying some extra virgin olive oil, and then we're going to pour some lemon juice. I did 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then I have some seasonings. I'm going to add salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and I'm adding half directly on the kale, massaging it, and then flipping it over and adding the remainder seasoning so that everything is coated really well. And then the key ingredient to this is nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast flakes taste like kind of a cheesy flake. It's kind of hard to describe how it tastes unless you try it, but it's really good and it's a great source of B12. So I am adding 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon, first tossing it and then adding another tablespoon, again just so that the kale is really coated with lots of flavor, so that every bite has some nutritional yeast and some seasoning. So just go ahead and add 2 tablespoons and then toss it together, and then we are going to add it onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and that's like key. Definitely invest in some parchment paper because it makes everything so crispy. I use it for my potatoes and my veggies. You're going to see that throughout this video. I love this stuff. So now we're just going to place the kale into the oven. And this is how it turned out. You can see like the nutritional yeast and the seasonings on it. It turned out so good. It's so funny how kale is so big and then you bake it or you cook it and it's very tiny. But it's a perfect little amount. I'll probably make more, but I'm just adding it into a container and I'm just going to store it in my pantry. All right, you guys, we're doing more veggies. Again, parchment paper on a pan. I'm doing broccoli. I love broccoli. And then I'm also going to add some diced purple onions, which I usually don't do, but this actually turned out really good, so I highly recommend. I'm adding some sliced yellow squash. I showed this in my recent grocery haul. I bought this yellow squash. It's already pre-cut and everything, so it was really nice. It's frozen. It did turn out, it doesn't really get crispy when you bake it because it's squash, but still, it was really good, and I'm really happy that I got it. I'm just spraying my veggies with extra virgin olive oil spray, adding some garlic powder. That's a must. And then we're going to be adding everything bagel seasoning. So no salt, no pepper, just everything bagel seasoning and garlic powder. And this is optional, but I'm adding red pepper chili flakes because I love spice. It's just so good. But of course, if you don't like spice, eliminate this. And then we're just going to place this in the oven and let it bake. And then next, we're going to be making some barbecue chicken breast. I'm going to be using 4 large chicken breasts to make this. And then for the barbecue sauce, I'm using G. Hughes Hickory barbecue sauce. And then I'm also going to be having a side of quinoa to go with this. So I am going to be using the Village Harvest quinoa. And what I do is 1 1/2 cups water and 1 cup quinoa. And then I do like to flavor my quinoa. I think that just makes it so much better. Plain quinoa is pretty bland. So after I add the quinoa to the water, I'm going to be stirring it with a fork, and then we're going to add some seasonings. I like salt and black pepper and lots of dried parsley. I just think dried parsley is so good. So quite a bit of dried parsley into this, and then give that a good stir. And then we're going to just let this cook on the stove for 10 minutes, let it boil, and then turn the heat off and let it sit for 5 minutes, and then it's done. I'm shredding up the chicken right now with a fork. This did take quite a bit of time. I ended up doing 1 full cup of the G. Hughes hickory sauce, and I'm also adding garlic powder because I just love garlic powder, and the hickory sauce needs something, and I think garlic powder makes it a lot better. So I end up doing a total of 1 cup for the barbecue sauce because I like it really, really saucy, and then I just let this cook for a while on pretty high heat, and that's how you get like that caramelization on the chicken, is you just have to cook it for quite a while. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then the quinoa is now done. So I'm just going to store my quinoa. And then shortly after, my chicken will also be done. And I'm just storing both of them in containers. And we like to just do it buffet style. And it's just easy for us. So that's just how we do it. We're going to make quinoa with some roasted veggies and some chicken. And that will be our meal. We're going to be making some ranch seasoned potatoes. So I have 3 russet potatoes I diced up, and then now we are going to be adding the ranch. So I also sprayed it with olive oil spray, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of the ranch. It's so good, you guys. I also end up adding a little bit of dried parsley to it, and I'm pouring it on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, adding the dried parsley, and then we're going to cook our shrimp next. So for the shrimp, I'm adding minced garlic into the pan. And then this is how I do my shrimp. I cook it without any sauce first. I just add the minced garlic and olive oil, cook the shrimp, and then take the shrimp out, pop it into a container, and then add the sauce. This just turns out so much better rather than cooking the sauce with the shrimp, because I feel like it doesn't melt down the sauce and make it more liquidy, so it stays nice and thick. I'm also going to be adding like 1 tablespoon of lemon juice to the shrimp while it's cooking. This just kind of helps it caramelize and like get the garlic, all that like garlic. I forget that there's a word for that. I just don't know what it is. And then I'm just giving the shrimp a nice toss. And then we're going to add the spicy garlic parm sauce. This is like a mimic sauce from the Buffalo Wild Wings that I show all the time. My husband found this one, garlic parmesan hot sauce, at Winn-Dixie. It's a little bit lower in points, and you're going to see in a second, I accidentally yeah, there you go. All of that. I poured way too much, so I'm adding it as 3 tablespoons. But look how good that looks. I am adding the seasoned ranch potatoes into the container. Look how crispy they look. They look so good. I taste test everything while I cook, and everything turned out so good, you guys. And what I love about doing buffet style meal prep is you can mix and match any of this food together. So you could add the shrimp and quinoa, or you can do shrimp and potatoes. You could do the barbecue chicken and potatoes with roasted veggies. You could add lettuce to this and more sauce and make like a big quinoa bowl or salad bowl with sauteed veggies and a protein. There's just so many options, and that's what I love about buffet style. There's the kale chips. They turned out so good, you guys. Super easy to do. And then my boiled eggs. Thumbs up for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did a voiceover, obviously. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I just wanted to do something different. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the voiceover and how you liked it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.